This morning, we are continuing our segment monitoring men's health. April happens to be National Stress Awareness Month, so it's only fitting that we sit down and talk about stress and anxiety.
Yeah, that's right. And I think everybody at least has experienced stress or anxiety at least once or twice in their lifetime. And it really doesn't become a problem until it takes over your life and starts to consume your life. And now, there's a difference between caring about something and stressing about something. And a lot of times, I've even heard growing up, folks will say, well, if you don't care about it, you're not invested in it. And it's almost become a normal thing to be stressed about something just as a sign of, oh, I care about that.
Well, there's also a lot of things to stress about when you think about it, from your job to, how you're going to pay your bills to where are my kids? Are they growing up the right way? So I can understand why it's sort of a norm in a way because it's such a part of our lives.
Well, and as a parent, am I doing this right? Well, I spoke with Washington University psychiatrist Dr. Jessie Gold, and she explained how we've placed societal norms on ourselves in dealing with stress, but also being complacent with stress.
The idea that you could just say, well, that's just how you're supposed to feel if you work, or that's just how you're supposed to feel if you care about school, or whatever we can convince ourselves, it's really easy to ignore things until they become really bad in that setting, because it just feels like that's what we should be feeling. If we care about work, then we'd be stressed about work.
Yeah, so a lot of times stress will create some sort of physical angst, some sort of physical problem, whether it's body tension, neck tension, heartbeat faster. And of course, you think about where you carry your stress. A lot of folks say they carry it in their belly, some folks in their feet. And all of this can lead to mental stress and long-term problems.
So you have to think about it as an investment in you actually being able to do more in the future. If I spend 5 minutes on myself, I will be able to do my work better, be with my kids better, interact with my partner better, whatever it is. And so you have to kind of think of it as like a banking investment, even though it feels like you might be taking time out you don't have.
Yeah, so it's all about not being able to shut it off.
True.
You have a worry, and a lot of times you move on, but it's when you can't move past it, when the anxiety starts to set in. And then that's when you also have the physical ailments that come as well.
I like what you said about the bank. And really what it comes down to is investing in yourself and self-care. In other words, taking the time to say, hey, am I okay? I got to step away from this for a little while.
And doing what makes you happy. A lot of times we forget, you get kind of in the work day mode, and it's important to take time for yourself, like she said, investing, and also find other ways of relieving your stress. Stress putty, stress balls, the little squishy things that help relieve your stress, and even exercising. It seems every single men's health segment we do, it always comes back to exercising, right? Yeah, so it's really all about recognizing stress, alleviating and dealing with stress, and not just dismissing it. Whether it's you or your kids or your parents, it always goes back to investing in you so you can be the best you.
And a lot of people can look at you and go, hey, are you stressed today? Because they can tell the change
you
within
your face sometimes.
So one of the things you really need to do is to listen to your body. If something seems a bit off, just go and get it checked out. It might not be something severe because stress could be managed, and we just have to make it a priority, like you said, to take care of ourselves and to make sure that we manage our stress and really manage our surroundings.
Yeah, a little bit goes a long way. And sometimes it's just taking that first step, whether it's exercise and just recognizing, okay, I am stressed and I feel it. Now I got to figure out what to do about it,
And it's not being selfish to have self-care. In other words, it's like, I've done this. But when you invest a little bit of time in yourself, then when you do go to work, you're okay with it.
Especially that being said to parents, I learned as a new parent, the breaks don't come. You got to make them. You don't just get a spring break from parenting. You got to build in the vacation times and the break times to, again, be the best you that you can be.
And here's a hint. Once they reach 18, it doesn't end there either.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Parenting goes on forever. Stay with us now. Today in St. Louis at 6 a.m. starts right now.